This is DJ Rubbish on the ones and twos. And I just come here to let y'all know it's about to get real filthy.
Alright, so mic, probably. Yeah,
It's on Do Not Disturb.
Alright, we are recording. Welcome to episode 23 of In Todd We Trust Everyone. We have a very special guest today, Morgan Bates, someone who I mentored and I guess life coached heavily in college. Really it was like, I remember when you were moving in at that first week, so it was really from day one. Took you under my wing, so it's good to have you up here. Glad at the woman you've become. So
I owe honestly all of my success to you.
Yeah, your parents
and I don't want to embarrass you on your show, so I won't tell the truth to the people. But my Instagram will be below. We can talk.
Yeah, now I'm not about to tag it. I'm about to tag a different Morgan Bates.
I'm gonna comment underneath like, "This is me."
So you started. So wait, first of all, how is grad school going?
Okay, grad school. So I go to Wayne State now.
Yes.
It's totally different from MSU. I miss Michigan State
Okay.
so much. It's just totally different. Like, they offer my classes that I need like once a year. I don't know. Like, I thought I'd be in and out, quickly finish my degree and keep it moving. But I mean, for the most part, I'm enjoying the classes. I can say that. Totally different from undergrad. Like, the classes, I can really say I appreciate them.
Okay.
And like with one of my specializations being sport and entertainment management, the classes are fun. They're really interactive. Like, the classes are interactive. The professors, for the most part, get to know you. Like, I do like that aspect, and it's downtown.
That's what's up. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, I've always thought, like, if I ever at any point work for a university, then I would do it because it's like, if it's free. But like, I going back to school is just like, I mean, I was already not the greatest student when I was in school. But
and that's where I tried to mentor you.
Yeah, right.
You gotta want it.
You have to want it.
You gotta want that for yourself.
Yeah, I kicked myself in the butt for not asking you to take my clicker points to class sooner in the semester.
I was busy with your clients.
Right.
Being the receptionist for.
Morgan was also my personal assistant for haircutting in college. So
I think I got one call.
So,
if that.
Wait. So it was a joke. It was like clearly a joke. Like, I was like, oh, if you all have any like inquiries, like, please reach out to Morgan. Complete joke. Everyone obviously just texts me like I'm cutting hair out of my dorm room. It was one guy, I can't remember his name, but I remember who he is. I can see his face. He thought it was serious and exclusively just started contacting.
Yes.
He actually started having his girlfriend contact you. Like,
it's like, why wouldn't you catch on to the joke? Like, a random girl out of nowhere is plastered on a barber page out of a dorm. Like, text who you know.
It was a joke. Yeah, it was
text who you know.
And he just completely So he ran with it, and he would always reach out to you, and you'd be like, "Yo, this guy."
I'm about to block your number. I would just screenshot it to you, like, come on, man. Like,
yeah, he was a little off. It was like, he paid, but he was a little off. So, so also you start your own events company.
Yes, event planning coordinator, Morgan Tailored Events. A little wordplay on my name. Nice. So I kind of always did it for my mom. Like, I would plan these surprise birthday parties for her. I like take her phone and like plan all these parties with her friends. And then I started doing just like little stuff, and with my grandfather being a pastor of a church, like, I was helping out with my church with little stuff. And then I realized, like, you really find like passion through your purpose.
Yep.
So I started doing it more and more, and then I'm like, okay, let me get my LLC, like, let me make it official. And then last year I got my LLC, and I've been doing a few events, and I got quite a few events lined up for this summer.
That's what's up.
So it's really exciting because, like, it gives me a chance to be creative away from my day job, which I still love as well, but
and make money.
Yeah,
so that's
exactly.
The thing too. Like,
exactly.
Like, this is a hobby. Obviously, make no money from this, but that is important though. Like, to have stuff though on the side. Like, if you can monetize it, that's what's up.
Yep, exactly.
What's your favorite type of event so far that you've done?
That's a hard question. I feel like every event has been different for one, what it was held for, or even just how the client was. You know, like it's fun for me to work with different people. Like some people, they want to be there every single step of the way down to the tablecloth, but some people are like, I want a birthday party, and it's like just go with it. So honestly, either one works for me. That's fine.
Well, that's good that you're flexible, because that, with events you gotta be, so.
That's true.
So that's cool. So, song of the week. Do you have a song?
Okay. It may not count, but it's not a song. But you know how Beyonce...
It's not a song.
I mean, it's an album.
Okay.
You know how Beyonce just dropped her Netflix special?
Yep.
Every single song. She dropped like 40 songs, like Chris Brown.
Wait a second.
Now,
it's new songs in the...
They're not. They're not new songs. Some of them, like, we haven't heard the completed version until now.
Oh, okay.
But that whole album, I got it on replay. Like, she did the Sorry live and mixed it with Me, Myself, and I. And I'm like, that's everything I needed.
That is dope. Me, Myself, and I is one of... Beyonce is someone, for me, who there's definitely a lot of songs that I like from her, just because she has so much music and she's obviously very talented.
Yep.
But she's not, like, one of my favorite artists, personally. But, like, obviously respect her talent.
You have to. You have to respect her as a performer. Even not as a singer, like, as a performer, you have to.
Yeah, absolutely.
No one's comparing.
No, I mean, you can't. I would sound silly if I was like, she's not good.
Mm-hmm.
And there's, like I said, there's a good portion of songs that I like from her, just because there's so many. But again, I wouldn't consider myself to be like a Beyonce fan, or anything like that. But yeah, definitely, Me, Myself, and I is definitely up there for me.
Yes.
My song of the week is "Borderline" by Tame Impala.
I never know the songs of the week from you.
Yeah.
Like, I just knew I would know.
Yeah.
I was hoping to know, so I'd be like, that's it.
Not. Well, I had Khalid last week.
Okay, I did actually know
that was
song.
So Khalid, he's super popular. I mean, Tame Impala is too, but yeah, it's a lot of different genres. I try to mix it up a bit. But yeah, I've been banging this song a lot. I know when I really like a song when it's not a workout song and it goes in my workout playlist, just because I'm like, it gets me hyped because I'm just new and I'm just like really feeling it.
The song. Yeah.
They have a new album coming out, and they don't have a release date yet, but the 2 songs so far have been fire. They're actually coming to Mopop this year in Detroit. I went to
Mopop.
It's the music festival in Detroit. I think they've had it for I don't even know if it's a decade old yet. Like, it's very
like
new.
a Lollapalooza type ordeal.
Yeah, but way smaller scale. Yeah, exactly. Detroit's version. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So their version. I went to it last year. They actually had solid lineup. They had some solid guests. Like last year, they had I love Billie Eilish, but they also had who were the bigger? Vince Staples was there.
Oh, so it's actual name people we know.
J.O. Caesar. So it was good. I got to see all them. But it was a lot of artists last year that I really like. This year, Tame Impala will be there. And Aly AJ will be there, I've seen her live before, but I haven't seen them live. And again, if they drop a new album prior, then maybe they'll play a lot of hits from that. So we'll see. New segment I introduced last week. Did you listen to last week's episode by chance?
Who was on last week's?
Leroy.
Oh yeah, I listened to Leroy's. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, random rapid fire questions. Ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
Go.
Action or comedy?
Comedy.
Blue or red slushy?
Oh, blue.
Small, medium, or large popcorn?
Okay, it depends. Like, do I get the refill? Medium, because you get the refill.
Okay.
Unless it's small with the refill.
Don't cheat yourself.
Okay.
Front row or back row of the movie theater?
Back.
Would you sign a Bring Blockbuster Back petition?
No, for what?
Nostalgia. I would sign it, but I would put money into it.
Family Video today.
Family Video?
Yes,
No.
Yes. Today.
How do they still have those?
Why are they open?
ATL or Stomp the Yard?
ATL.
Okay. Whoa.
That's
not that easy.
No.
I might go Stomp.
Absolutely not. All I'm seeing is a necklace being snatched right now. Like, ATL.
Yeah. Will Smith or Denzel?
Will Smith. Hey, do you follow his Instagram?
Yeah, I mean, Will Smith's Instagram is he has a great Instagram. He completely just took over Instagram.
He came out of nowhere with 1 million followers, and I've never seen a better Instagram.
He just announced the other day he has 30, I think, 30 mil. He just hit 30.
See what I'm saying?
Stupid. But I mean, Will is Will, man. I actually had we're gonna keep going with this, and then I'll segue off real quick. If you had to watch the same movie for the rest of your life, what would it be? Just Right.
With Queen Latifah and Common.
I don't want to see that ever again. Anyway, last movie you watched on Netflix.
The Beyonce special. Is that a movie?
Yeah, sure.
That was the last thing. Yeah, that was it.
Last show you binge watched?
Oh, I watch Grey's every night. I've seen the whole thing, every single season, all 14 seasons.
That's too much.
Every night.
I'm done with Shonda Rhimes. But We won't go into it. Because I have some rants lined up for Shonda Rhimes.
Oh,
Will Smith, though, I was having a discussion with some of my friends a couple weeks ago about Will Smith, about how he's not the greatest actor. He's a good actor, but he's just very likable.
That's what it is.
He's very
He is likable, and he makes himself relatable.
Yep.
When in reality, we are not the same.
Yeah,
Like,
right, yeah, no.
he makes himself so relatable, and he's just lovable. And
He's
he's
very
been
lovable, yeah.
around, and he has such a variety of work that he's put out.
Yeah.
Like, you've done music, you've done acting. And then I Love Your Kids. And then
Yeah.
Red Table Talk. Like,
I haven't watched it, but
you have to watch it.
I actually do want to. Like, every single time they
Yeah.
post, I'm going to watch this episode, and I never do.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I love the whole family. I love the Smiths.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
So, wanted to make a public service announcement. So I recently found out a couple weeks ago that do you remember Aly and AJ, Disney Channel?
That's when things are going downhill.
I recently found out that Aly and AJ still made music. I didn't no idea that they made music, right? I don't even remember how I stumbled across it, right?
I thought it was just for the show.
No, Aly and AJ are out here. So they're still making music. They actually just dropped a new single. Actually, I think they have a new one coming up. They have an album coming up soon, but I think they just dropped a new single or coming out with one.
Oh,
Church came out like a couple weeks ago. Another one's coming out in a couple weeks. Anyway, point being, as I'm looking, I got nostalgic. Not gonna lie, I went and listened to their latest body of work from like last year. They have a banger on there.
You watched the show?
No.
But I'm saying, like, when they
What show did they? I mean, did they have a show, Aly and AJ, or were they just on different stuff?
Okay, yes,
They were on different
shows.
stuff.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
They're just on different stuff,
Right.
but and I'm an Aly. I like Aly.
Okay.
So I started following on Instagram like the last couple of weeks. I'm invested now. So with that being said, they're going to be in Detroit May 29th at the Majestic Theater. If anyone wants to go, there's a meet and greet VIP experience for $150.
150 American coins.
Hey, you might not have another chance to meet Aly and AJ. I'm just saying.
Because they're going to be washed. They're going to be washed up again.
No, they're making a comeback. They're making
like the Jonas
an aggressive comeback. I don't like the Jonas Brothers, and
okay.
even though they are obviously much more established and famous than Aly and AJ.
Obviously.
Don't do that.
They're
Yes,
literally
they
not
are.
even in the same.
They're not, and the
bracket.
Jonas Brothers are whack. They're so whack. But I mean, Aly and AJ. Not to say that they're just like legends, but anyway, if anyone wants to go to the VIP experience with me,
You're free.
just hit me up. Slide into the DMs.
You bought tickets.
Like, I didn't buy the tickets yet. Oh, they will be purchased. I just haven't purchased yet. But yeah, if you want to meet Aly and AJ with me, let me know. Also, Hall & Oates. I don't know if we have any Hall & Oates fans out there. One of the greatest pop duos of all time, one of my personal faves, will be in Detroit in August. So more details to come on that. Excited for that one as well.
If you had to say, I don't know if we have any Hall & Oates fans out there, you don't.
Well, okay, here, let me rephrase. Hall & Oates fans that listen to the podcast. There's a ton of Hall & Oates is a very established, obviously, pop duo.
Yeah, sure.
But, I don't know if that is the demographic listening to the podcast.
Exactly.
I hope so. I hope there's hope.
Hey.
If so, what's up? Hit me up. Let's go in August. But yeah, just want to let that be known. Also, I've mentioned on here before how MJR, if you join the free rewards program, has $5 Tuesday and free popcorn on Tuesday, either small or large.
Yes.
Also,
you are a daytime movie person.
I didn't know. Imagine also has $5 Tuesday, where you can also get free popcorn. So just wanted to let you all know that, because Imagine is officially my favorite theater. I was a big MJR guy, but Imagine seats just go back a little further. Typically, it's a little less rowdy in there as well, and it's just a nicer theater. So
wait, do you have to go during the day to get the $5?
No, you can go Tuesday night. Like, I'll go Tuesday night after work. Yeah, game changer, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So so just letting everyone know. I just wanted to pass this on. Wanted to bless everyone with that information. Now, let's get into the movie. We are reviewing Little today. It is about a woman who is transformed into her younger self at a point in her life when the pressure of adulthood becomes too much to bear. It came out April 12th. Notable cast for it is Regina Hall as Jordan Sanders, who is the grown woman in the movie who gets reverted back into childlike state. who is most recently famous for Girls Trip. She's also in Girls Trip. The people who did this movie also produced and wrote for Girls Trip. So, and she was the lead in that as well. So, not surprising that they tapped her for this role. Issa Rae, who is April in the movie, who is Jordan Sanders' assistant in the movie. She's in it, most famous for Insecure on HBO. And then how do you say, and I'm really mad that I didn't look how to say her name.
Honestly, I don't want to.
Maybe Marsai or Marsai Martin. I apologize for not looking this up prior. Who plays the little Jordan Sanders? At the beginning of the movie when they show her as a child, and then when she gets reverted back to a child, who is from Blackish. And then you have Tracee Ellis Ross as Homegirl, which is like their version of Siri in the movie. So I had to look that up. I knew I recognized the voice. I couldn't pin it, and I was like, okay, yeah, that is Tracee Ellis Ross.
I didn't even notice till I saw I looked it up.
I did. I had no idea who it was. So it was directed by Tina Gordon. Oh, also Martin, which I'll talk about. Marsai Martin. She's also listed as one of the executive producers for this film. So that's really dope. Very young actress, so that's really cool.
She has her own company.
Really?
Yep.
That's what's up.
Yep. She just posted about it maybe 2 weeks ago.
I gotta follow her.
Yeah, I had to follow her after that. That's when I started following her, maybe 2-3 weeks ago.
I'll start following. I always feel weird following like girls who are that aren't. If you're not 18, like, I don't know if I can really follow you, and like I feel weird like double tapping on the picture. Like it's just weird.
Maybe you just feel like you can't relate, but she's mature. She's very mature for her age. So
yeah. Well, I will probably follow just to support because I do think she's a great actress. So directed by Tina Gordon, who is a writer for Drumline and ATL, and then the writing or screenplay for the movie was written by Tracy Oliver, who did Girls Trip, as well as The Sun Is Also a Star, which is coming out later this year, which features what is her name from Yara, whatever her name is from.
Oh,
Blackish.
the other person from Blackish.
Yes, the older sister in Blackish.
Yeah.
She's in this movie called The Sun Is Also a Star,
her.
which I do too.
I really like her.
This movie looks horrible, but I'll probably go see it anyway. I likely will not review, but yes, just to support.
Yeah.
It's like a cheesy love story, and I do like rom-coms, admittedly, so I probably will just go.
That's my weakness, honestly. I love those.
It's like I can tell it's gonna be corny.
Yeah.
I see what's gonna happen, but it's like, all right, I'll go. You got me. So $5 Tuesday. The producer for the movie, Will Packer. So I'm familiar with the name, but he's done a ton of stuff, and I was like, let me just look up and like refresh my memory on everything that he's done.
Yeah.
So he's produced the Ride Along series.
Okay. I like those, but I didn't even know who he was. Like I knew his name. And
just knew his name, exactly.
Yeah,
I didn't even know what he looked like until I looked it up.
Right.
Again, just heard his name a lot. What Men Want, which is coming out soon with Taraji P. Henson, where she can read the minds.
Yes. That seems like it was gonna be corny.
Yeah, it probably is. He does a lot of corny stuff, which is that we'll talk about. But Girls Trip, was hilarious. Girls Trip is amazing.
That was a hit.
Please go watch Girls Trip. It did not. It got a lot of recognition. It still didn't get the recognition it deserved. Like I remember watching that on like a Saturday morning, and I just was like, oh, like it's new on HBO. Like let me just watch it. And I was rewinding parts. Like I gotta watch that again. Like I stopped and text. I remember I called my mom. Like, Mom, have you seen Girls Trip? She was like, yeah. So I went to
it made me want to go to the Essence Festival and everything.
It was crazy. It was so good.
It was a good movie, but that's a whole nother discussion.
Yeah, it was a really good movie. Almost Christmas and This Christmas, which is they're basically the same movie. They just came out different years.
Really
not. With different act. He just rounded up like some different black actors.
Yeah.
And maybe some of the same. It might have been some overlap now I think about it.
This Christmas was a good one though, but it's like you didn't need to do it twice.
You didn't have to. I went to the theater to see both of those. I didn't want to. It was they weren't. My mom was like, "Yo, like it's Thanksgiving, like let's do a family film," and I'm like, "All right, like you can't say no." Roots, the mini series in 2016, he also did that. Think Like a Man, he did.
Okay.
Takers was straight.
Think Like a Man is in my top 5, not because it was a quality movie, but just because I like it.
Did you like the book? Did you read the book or no?
Book?
Okay.
No, I didn't.
And Stomp the Yard. So he did Stomp the Yard as well. Runtime for this movie, Little, was hour and 49 minutes. So, do you have any initial thoughts that you just want to get off your chest about the movie before we go into the review?
Let me say, I feel like I knew what this movie was going to bring because I've seen the movie twice. 17 Again
Yep.
and 17 Again. Like, one was Zac Efron, and then the other one was he and Tamara or whoever. Now, the thing is, the movie was okay. I encourage people to go see it because it was a black film. You know? And I don't go see a lot of movies, but this was one movie I wanted to see.
Yep.
Like, literally, Us and Little. Like, those are probably the first two movies I wanted to see in forever. But it was cute.
Yep.
It was not a quality film.
Yep.
It was not.
I think that's a good a good way to put it. So this was clearly, like I mentioned, for some of these other movies that Will Packer has done, it becomes a Thanksgiving like family movie. Clearly, this was a lot of people's Easter family movie. I didn't know Easter family movies were a thing.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I went on Sunday expecting, like after service and everything, like later in the evening, expecting no one's gonna be here. Packed theater. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
It was sold out everywhere. Do you understand? I went at like 4 o'clock, and then I thought it was going at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
It ended up getting pushed back to like 5:30 because I went to 3 different theaters.
What?
Yes, I went to one theater, and they're like, "Sorry, sold out." Mind you, I was late. Okay, at 4 o'clock. But at 4 o'clock, who's going to the movies? And then I called another theater. They're like, "We've been sold out all day." So we ended up going to some random theater in Livonia, and we had to literally sit back row, and it was sold out by the time we got there. We bought our tickets online, but it was sold out by the time we got there.
I'm shocked. I mean, now that you say that, maybe it's just a thing. I don't know.
It's just support.
Maybe they did. Yeah, I guess it's just support.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was. Also, I saw a preview for this movie yesterday when I was in there for a movie about this guy who is in this world, or like I don't know if he like hits his head and wakes up, one of those type of deals. And he wakes up in this world where the Beatles never existed.
Oh, I saw that.
That was so stupid. I was like, again.
Yeah, he was like this ultimate celebrity because he stole all the Beatles songs.
Yeah, he steals all the Beatles songs because he wakes up in this alternate reality.
Yeah.
Where the Beatles never existed. So he's just using all their songs and they're all hits and stuff, and it looks really stupid.
Genius idea.
For him, but
not to make a movie out of.
The movie, I'm like, again, I can write a screenplay. Like if that's what we're giving, if that's what Hollywood is giving millions to. Like, come on, man! I have so many ideas in my phone. Like, come on, hit me up. Like, Also, when SNL did a skit on this, which was like really funny and made me think about it. When did Sprite become like the official soda of black people?
What?
There's this, and maybe it's that Imagine, but there's this. I've seen it on TV too, but we're streaming this commercial with Ray Shrimmered, like dancing till. I mean, there's a ton of Sprite commercials with just all black people, and
Aren't
they
the Migos
definitely
someone? The Migos?
Probably.
Mountain Dew, maybe it's Mountain Dew.
I don't know.
But I mean, I don't even.
There's
drink
a ton
like that. Like, I don't know what's going on. I never watch TV.
Yeah.
I never see commercials. I never watch.
I don't even have cable.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, if I did, I would watch TV a lot.
Yeah.
I watch TV and movies a ton, but and then you just kind of like run out of time too. Like I'm not like in
Yeah,
college,
that's
I would
what
watch
it
so
is.
much TV, and it's like now it's
You got a couple hours of the day. You need to be
Right.
somewhere, and you call it a day.
exactly.
Yeah,
So you don't have a ton of time. Also, did you have a as I was watching this movie and they were talking about how like obviously she was a kid who was like bullied and picked on, she's a nerd, and then obviously she has this glow up, quote unquote, where she grows up and becomes really successful, stylish,
Rich.
all rich, all this stuff. Did you have a glow up? Were you a kid that had it rough and then had a glow up?
I feel
or
like
were you pretty consistent?
I feel like I was consistent. Let me say consistent, right? But I mean, I've always had glasses. I never had like braces, bad acne. Like I feel like it's not a big change from like here to here. I honestly feel like I look the same. I got a couple inches in. Like I don't know. I feel like I can't say like I glowed up. But when I do look back at pictures, I'm like, why did I get those bangs?
Right. Yeah. Right.
Like,
I mean, it's
it's just little stuff where it's like you shouldn't have done
everyone
that.
was kind of doing that, or like making those mistakes back then. Yeah,
it was stuff where
sure.
everybody was doing. It's not like I was really just pushing it by wearing this or looking. And then we got uniforms. It's like okay, my clothes look the same.
Choice,
It was really just the hair. Like, why was I doing that?
Yeah.
What? Yeah, that's about it.
That's fair. I look at some people. The reason I ask is obviously because of the concepts in the movie, but then also, there's so many people I look at and I'm like, wow, you're aging very horribly. I tweeted it. I tweet it probably every couple months because it just is so shocking. People from high school especially, but then there's people like from college that I'm like, what are you doing?
What happened in the course of 2 or 3 years?
Are you trying to look bad? Like, there's some people, I mean, they're just aging really bad, and and I'm not to say that, like, I'm not trying to say, like, I just
you
look great. But I do, compared to them. But, like, I feel
like once I got you on track academically, like, things started getting better for you. Like, things did start looking up. Yeah, I mean... The calf eating plan, meal plan.
Calf eating plan,
The calf meal plan was not your best work, but like once I came into your life,
the calf.
The
Chipotle.
calf, I missed. The Chipotle has to stop.
It's never gonna stop.
There's literally poison in the food.
No, they could poison it, and I could still. When they had that, remember they had that big E. coli thing?
Yes.
I was like shorter lines. So
come on.
I'm still here.
I kid you not, I ate it a week ago, and I probably eat it maybe a few times throughout the year. Immediately, like I'll give it maybe an hour or two, my stomach was in shambles. I'm like, it's the Chipotle.
That's a you problem. I don't know. You got something going on.
No. Your body's literally immune to it because you eat it every single day.
It's good stuff. Something is wrong with you, not Chipotle. We don't slander Chipotle on this podcast. Sorry, Chipotle.
It's not the place for that.
She don't know what she do. I also wonder, like, if we had, like, as I'm watching this, and she's, like, goes back to being a kid in the movie, and you see, like, her getting taunted, like, on social media.
Yeah.
I do think, and we had some social media, obviously we didn't have, like, phones like that, and we didn't have, like, the access everywhere, and it just was, the social media level just wasn't this inclusive and, like, all-encompassing of your life. But, like MySpace was, and you're only a year younger than me, so obviously you can relate to, like, when this stuff came out.
Yeah.
MySpace... I had one when I was in like 8th grade, and that still is like the greatest social media I've ever had. Like that was like I mean, obviously it was trash compared to what we have now.
Yeah.
But like just the fun of it, like was like.
Did you have a Bebo page?
No, I never had Bebo.
Bebo.
What is that? Is that
you don't know
thing?
what it is? No. Is it a Detroit thing? No. It might be. You know.
Yeah, I was saying anything like everybody was in Detroit.
Yeah, I'm like, did I know anybody? Okay, well, Bebo was like ghetto MySpace. Like, I swear, only black people had it. Because, like, you move your mouse around and it's glistening. Like, as soon as you click on my page, we got music going.
What? MySpace?
MySpace had music.
Okay. Oh, my gosh.
You're right.
We're going to keep going.
Because I didn't really use MySpace because everybody was using people. I mean.
Whack.
Okay. MySpace, I made a fake profile just to, like, get at my god sister, but I put my real birthday.
Yeah, my god sister.
I put my real birthday. She like, you know I can see this, right? I'm like, oh. Okay.
Rookie move.
Yeah, I'm a pro now.
Tons of fake pages. But yeah, no, I do wonder if I would have had social media back then, would I have been cooler or would I have been lamer? Like, would I have utilized it in the correct ways? And I don't know. I really don't know. You're kind of
controlled now on social media. It could only have been worse.
That's true.
Twitter. Well, I'm not going to say only Twitter.
No, I'll troll on all social.
That's
for
true.
Sure.
That's true.
It is mainly Twitter. Like most of my Twitter is, and I love Twitter.
Twitter's a safe space.
I like to say that I'm, and I don't say this. I'm a very humble guy, so I don't throw these. I definitely don't toot my own horn often, but I might be the GOAT when it comes to retweets and favorites. Like, there's so much great content I pump out that's not mine. It's like letting people see, like, yo, look at this.
Yeah.
On top of the content that I produce originally. So.
You do. Okay, I will say, like, your Instagram captions are hilarious.
Thank you.
Now, Twitter, I don't.
Yeah, I was saying, you're on Twitter. Yeah, you said.
I love Twitter, but I'm low key. I'm a ghost.
Yeah.
I'm a ghost follower. I may like retweets. I'm like, LOL, and the caption. The little tweet is underneath. If I did that, I found it hilarious, and I spent 10 days at home laughing at that. Like, I love Twitter. It's my favorite. It's a safe space. Nobody's judging you on Twitter except for like.
Twitter's just wild.
Random. It's wild.
Twitter is
Twitter
crazy. There is no rules on Twitter.
I love it.
I do.
Instagram, like, people are judging you and people are watching.
Yeah, no, you can't go wild on Twitter. I mean, you see some stuff that's just foul. Like, how did you say that? Like, you have a mother, right? Like, you don't see that type of stuff on Instagram.
Yes, you don't.
Like, you might see it on meme pages, but like, no one's posting or saying anything crazy on their page. Twitter, man, people just don't care. So
that's true.
So yeah, I do really like Twitter. Anyway, the movie, it's a PG-13 movie that I felt like had a weird mix of like mature humor, but it like toggled between like child concepts and like theme and like a child fiction story. But with
Yeah.
also with like I said, also with like adult themes and concepts, which was kind of hard for me to like them toggling between it. Kind of made it hard for me. And I know it's PG-13, which is like that middle of the road.
Yeah.
But typically when it's PG-13 and it's a kids movie, it just means they're gonna cuss a couple times.
Right. Exactly.
Like that's all that
exactly.
means. But this one almost felt like it was like,
It
hey,
had
we're trying to have a
vibe to it.
yeah. It was like, hey, it's a childish movie, but like also like remember we did Girls Trip, and I'm like totally two different movies. Like
Yeah.
two different kind. Like if you're gonna go Girls Trip, then you got to go full round sheet
Yep.
rated R. If you're gonna go child movie, then like a Big or a 17 again or a Freaky Friday, then just make it PG or PG-13, and that just means the kids movie that has a little bit of cussing.
Yeah.
Like that's it, or maybe someone's drinking a beer or something like that. Like do that.
Yeah.
But this one was kind of it was that weird. Like I'm like this is kind of
In
I don't know if
between.
I'd take my kid to go see it, but like it also isn't a date night for like adults.
Well, I said like girls trip. That was clearly for like me, girls, like a girls' night. Let's go see this movie.
Yeah.
This movie, I don't know. Like I
Who
went
was
to
it
go see it
for?
with my boyfriend.
Yeah.
And we were like, okay,
Yeah, right.
I don't know. My thing is, like you said, like they toggle in between them both, but I just couldn't figure out why the movie wasn't hitting like it should have. I still don't know. I think it was just too cute. I don't know.
It's kind of corny. I feel like is a good word for kind of, and I think Will Packer is a little corny from what some of the stuff I'm seeing him do, and Will, come on, buddy. Like I don't know who keeps giving you a bag, but they need to cut it. They need to stop enabling
writing
you.
off the name.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Something. I mean, I don't know. You got blackmailing people or something, but I mean, because a lot of the movies I named. A lot of them are movies. Again, I've seen some of them. I enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
I like Stomp the Yard. I haven't watched it in years. I like the battles in Stomp the Yard, I should say.
People, when they see Stomp the Yard is on, I want to see that.
Right.
If I see Little is on, I'll be like, in like a couple years.
Yeah.
Like, years on, I'll be like, not interested.
Not yet.
That was cute. I think I went to go see that
right
5 years ago. Like,
right.
Stomp the Yard, that's a classic. This Christmas, that's a classic.
Yeah.
Like, there was no... maybe it's just the point that, like, we've seen this all before.
Yeah, you can't keep making it like, come on, buddy. You can't just keep feeding me the same stuff and think that I'm, like, going to be like, oh, this is cool, this is new. Like, So, when I went in there, I'm thinking, you know what? This movie could be solid. Like, Regina Hall is typically in what I call Blackbusters, which is, like, on BET, they used to have the Blackbusters.
Yes.
And in Blackbusters, I'm always like, this is a movie that should just went straight to TV. So I'm like, is this going to be a Blackbuster?
But I love black movies.
Yeah.
That's why I went to go see it.
Some of them are good. Like, I'm one of those, like, I'm just critical of everything. So, if it's good, I'm going to say it's good. But if it's bad, I'm not just going to be like, it's good because it's black. I'm like, no, it's whack. Like, if it's whack, it's whack. But I might still support it. But if it's whack, it's whack. So, I'm like, is this going to be a Blackbuster? I'm like, no, maybe not. Regina Hall, she's definitely Blackbuster material. But Issa Rae,
she's coming
Insecure is fire. Insecure is a great show on HBO. HBO does a great job writing all their shows for the most part. And then we have...
And that's good content. That's a good content show.
Good content
that's not
show,
just
for sure.
something cheesy.
No, not at all. It's good. It's funny. Like, it's relevant. Like, it's a good show. And then, what is her name from Blackish? I'm just going to keep calling her the girl from Blackish.
Yana? Oh, you talking about the... just say Martin.
Yeah, Martin. Yep, that's a good... Yeah, we'll just call her Martin.
Yeah.
I mean, that's her last name. I'm just giving her a random name. But Martin, she... And I see her, and I'm like, okay, Blackish is obviously very good, well-written show.
Yes.
So I'm looking at, like, this has hope. Get in there. When it's coming on, Will Packer Productions, I was like...
Oh! See, I didn't know anything about that. Like, that's not what I'm looking for. You're looking for something totally different. I'm just like, okay, let's get it started,
I should have got popcorn. Like, I just was like, let me get something, like, to help make this better. But no, it wasn't, like, that bad, but still. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, I know that. And like I said, I looked up all this stuff about, like, remembering all the films he's been doing. But I know the name, and I know he's been doing a lot of, like, Blackbuster type films. And I was like, all right, well, let's see what you got for me. So, there were a couple things in the movie that I felt like were kind of unrealistic. Obviously it's a movie about a girl who magically turns into a kid. So, like, not to, like, just go crazy on the unrealistic stuff. But there's still stuff that, you don't just want to make it just silly. What always gets me in movies where you have a kid that's in school, that's in grade school, is how cruel they make. Now, I talked about this last week. How cruel they make the bullies. And I'm like, kids are cruel. Kids make fun. Kids poke fun. But like a
But
girl,
what do you feel like wasn't realistic?
when the girl, like, all right, so the beginning of the movie when she's a child, and they show like what turned the plot of the story is she becomes this really mean adult because she was bullied as a kid, essentially. So as a kid, they show the scene where she's doing like, I don't know if a science fair or whatever, and she's showing the effects of momentum, and she like throws the ball, and the point is obviously the ball can't like gain more energy than it had initially to start, so the ball's not gonna hit her. So a girl pushes the ball and it hits her in the face, and she goes like flying back and is like hurt and everything, like she has to go to the hospital.
Yes, that
girl is going to that girl's going to
prison,
to
juvie.
Like that girl's going to juvie. Also, my mom is coming to school and beating the brakes off the girl too. Like someone like this is not gonna happen.
I did forget about that part because I was thinking of back when she became a kid the second time. Yeah, now the first time, okay, yes, that was extremely.
Like that girl's like, oh, ha ha ha, you got hit. Like,
but
no,
it's gonna be like, it was like I wanted to swing on it. Like I wanted to jump in because it was like you did way too much.
Wait, I mean, come on, you can bully people, you can laugh at people, you can yell
whisper,
crazy stuff out, whisper stuff out, whatever. You know, whatever the case, something silly, you throw their like artwork away in art class or something like that to piss them off. I don't know, but to do that, I'm like, no one's injuring another student, and it's just ha 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 ha.
Yeah, and it's just okay.
Yeah,
like,
she
was literally in a whole
wheelchair
with a neck brace on, an arm brace on, after coming out the hospital.
You're expelled and going to jail, like flat out. Also, Issa Rae's apartment, and they do this in movies a lot, where like, you know, to be someone who like works at a coffee shop, but they have like this like
$1 million
apartment in New York City in Manhattan. I don't know where this was based, but
it was in Atlanta.
It was Atlanta.
Now, mind you, you can buy $1 million home in Atlanta for $10. So.
Oh, is Atlanta's not that cheap, is it?
Atlanta is cheap. Living in Atlanta is cheap. Yes.
Is it certain places? Because I know like.
Yes, it's certain.
You know what? Actually, no. Because I went to my friend's apartment, and she was like, Katie, because I did the podcast with her.
Yeah.
And her apartment was like really nice apartment. It was like she was like, yeah, it's relatively cheap. When she told me, I was like, what? That's very affordable.
Yes,
so
exactly.
Actually, that's right.
But it's like that in Texas too. You just get a lot more bang for your buck than you would here, and it's like they're nice places.
Yeah, and Issa's place was really nice.
It was,
and I was like, and she's an assistant. That was a little, but you know they do that in movies all the time.
That's true.
And Jordan was just like unbelievably mean. I feel like they took her being like, I get it, she's a mean adult, like Devil Wears Prada, like I get it, like
it was unrealistic.
It was like,
because I was thinking about that. I'm like, no, if I ever got talked to like this, maybe one time, like, okay, you had a bad day, but don't come at me like that the next day.
Lawsuit, like what do we?
I'm confused. You're willingly working for her like this?
Yes.
It was a bit of a stretch. I will definitely say that. But even honestly, like she was so mean. But then in the trailer, it was better. Like the trailer was hands down 10 out of 10 better than the movie. Yeah, I would absolutely say that. Like, the maintenance was cool.
They stepped it. You know, they definitely highlighted the best parts in the trailer.
But they messed up because that was the whole.
That was the movie, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So they, you know, some of the acting in it, or you know what, I wouldn't even say the acting, because the acting wasn't bad in this, right? You know, a lot of times when you see a movie that I'm like, oh, this is kind of corny, the acting wasn't bad, and there were some like really really funny parts, to be honest with you. There were some parts that had me weak. When she goes to the office and they're having that meeting and she like licked that apple and then handed it to dude to eat it. And that was dying.
Funny.
That had me weak.
Okay. That was
when she
funny.
turned around to the girl and was like, if y'all don't get together, like you can say bye-bye to healthcare, which you know you need. Shit, the big girl.
And the big girl was
I was like, yo.
I couldn't believe it. It got a little, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, like you know that wouldn't happen.
You would never.
Like,
you
I'm
would
assuming,
never
like,
say that to me. Yeah,
you couldn't get that off. You couldn't get that. Yeah, you couldn't get that off to me, and we're not fighting. But like, you couldn't get that off to me, and like, there's no ramifications other than me just being like, oh, okay, like so.
Right.
That had me weak.
I liked her performance, Martin's performance in the bar when they went to the bar after she picked her up from school. She like danced on the table, singing on the table.
Mary J.
Yes, that was very cute. I liked that. That actually had me cracking up a little bit.
I was like,
it was corny.
Yeah, it was corny, but it was like,
I liked it.
It was it reminded me of Issa, because the Insecure when she always rapping in the mirror, like, kind of had me thinking about that a little bit.
See, I've only seen a couple of episodes of Insecure. I couldn't get into it, but I appreciate it. You know?
Yeah, I watched the first season, and I haven't watched the second season yet, but it is very, like, it's good, but I don't know if it's for me.
That might
be the best. Like, it's good writing. I like Issa,
I
but it's just kind of like I don't know if I like the characters. I guess that's the best way to put it. Like if I can't connect with the main character, which is hard to connect with her a bit, then it's kind of hard for me to watch. Even if it's a good show and even if it's good like content, it's like if I can't personally connect with the character, and obviously it's not made like I know that the target audience isn't me, but like still there's a ton of shows that I can watch and connect, or at least when I say connect, I don't mean I can relate to them, but like them.
Yeah,
and I don't really like her character.
Like, you're relatable. I like you.
Exactly. Yeah. But I do think I think Martin did I think her acting job was the best in the movie.
Yeah, she was the best one for sure. She was definitely the best one. Great. I don't know why I feel like Issa is like, is it ditzy? Is that how I would describe it?
It's insecure.
I don't know. It's
just like the show. I mean, obviously in the show she's supposed to be obviously Tyler the show, but
she played that same role and she did it well though.
Yeah.
You know?
And I'm like, I want to see Issa
come harder.
I want to see Issa play a confident role.
Yeah.
I want to see Issa do that. Like I don't want to see her be the like she comes off even an insecure kind of like the like I don't really think that highly of myself and work. Exactly. I don't think I'm that attractive. Like, and I don't want to see that. Like I want to see a strong Issa because I think that's who she is in real life. I think in real life she's very like about it. Vocal, all that stuff. So I want to see that Issa. You know what I mean? Because I feel like obviously she's acting, but like. Don't keep casting. I don't want her to get typecast.
And then you're only booked to play these roles because that's all I've seen you do. But literally, if you see her interviews and everything, she has so much more confidence.
100%.
Completely opposite. Even like with her natural hair, like she embraces herself. Like I don't know. I really appreciate her off the movie screen. You know?
I'm a very big fan of Issa Rae, real life Issa Rae. So. I would again part of the reason why I went and saw this. I don't know if without her in it, I don't know if I would have 100% even saw it.
I would have seen it
Martin,
because
I like Martin too.
Yeah.
I like all three. I like all three of them.
Yeah.
But again, if I would have just saw Regina, I would have been like, "It's about to be another blockbuster." So
you gotta play it safe with her.
But yeah, it was a couple scenes. The scene with the teacher and Little Jordan when they were going back, that was hilarious.
That is honestly the first thing at the forefront of my mind. Like just seeing her like. You feeling what I'm feeling, or whatever she said. That was cute. That was
a lot of fun. And then my favorite quotes from the movie, I wrote down a couple. Have a cheap day. She said that so when she's getting coffee. And she turned to everyone and she was like, she was calling everyone broke. And she's like, all right, everyone have a cheap day.
I didn't hear that.
Yo, I was like, I'm about to start using that line on people.
You could
have
not
a cheap
do
day.
that.
I'm not even balling like that to say that to people, but just like to piss someone off, be like, have a cheap day.
But honestly, how triggered would you be if you saw her come up in front of you, you've been waiting in line forever. I mean, there's 50 people in line, and you're talking about just give me the usual. I'm pissed.
How do y'all let that fly?
No.
Like, and she has no power over any of y'all. So, like, how do y'all just be like,
literally at her apartment or whatever it is? Her
like, everyone lives there. She doesn't own it, so it's like, how are you gonna tell them what to do? Like, why are they so scared of you?
Yep.
But yeah, that was a lot. That was really funny. And then, you bet. What did she say? I don't know if it was her that she said this too, but you better not cry, which is a classic parent line. Like after that's what she was like cussing them out
in the parking lot.
She was cussing them out in the in that same meeting when she went to the initial meeting, and then everyone was like, she's like, you better not cry either. Yep. And I was like, that's a classic parent line. Like your parents tell you off and tell you back. I'm like, Mom, like
how could I not?
How can I cry? You just told me off. Like it might have been my fault, but like still.
No, that's an unacceptable request.
Yeah, so that was funny. And we talked about this a little bit before the podcast, but. And obviously, still talking about blockbusters and just, black movies in general. I think that black movies that consider themselves like black movies or try to like play up this is for black people, black movie.
Yeah.
They marginalize themselves because I feel like what you do is you kind of block off other you block off other people from wanting to see it who aren't black. So, and not necessarily, I'm not saying that nobody black can go see this film or wants to see it.
Yeah.
But there were lines in the movie that if I was white or any other race that wasn't black,
I didn't get it.
I would either not get it or feel a little uncomfortable.
Well, I feel like that was the whole thing with, like, Homegirl.
Yeah.
Like, that whole Homegirl concept, like, that was for black people.
It was,
like,
yeah.
Strictly. And it was kind of like, please stop. Please stop.
They were trying. Really, they were forcing slang. I don't like when that, like...
Yes.
You're finished and done. And they kept doing the Cardi B. I can't roll my R, so I'm not even going to say but
okay.
Yeah.
I won't do anything.
But yeah, that is like a huge thing, obviously, because I'm seeing it everywhere. But Dragged, A Vibe. Like these are obviously
they were
in that sense,
stuff in
but they were trying. It felt forced. Like, I didn't feel like, okay, we're just saying slang. Like, yeah, those are all words and phrases that I use or that are popular. But like, it just felt like
it's corny. That's what made it corny. Like some stuff in the movie, I'm like cringing. Like the whole homegirl stuff, like I'm cringing. And then when she got up in the little girl's face and said the little Cardi B, I'm like, I'm cringing. Yeah. Stop. Yeah. It's just let it ride. You know.
Yeah. It felt like a parent trying to be cool using slang they don't understand. Like, you know what they do, and you're like, all right, you're trying. Like obviously you don't really know. That's what it felt like, and I'm like, why are you all trying to be black and you're black? Like you don't have to try. Like you don't have. It's just be you. But, so it was really odd, and I think that bothers me because I feel like, and I guess to compare it to something else, so it's not someone listening can't just be like, well, what do you want them to do? Jordan Peele, even though I wasn't a huge fan of the movie. I didn't think it was terrible, but wasn't a huge fan. As I reviewed that a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Us is a good representation of a movie that featured black people, but wasn't a black film.
Okay, yes, and that's what I was going to compare for Get Out. Everyone saw Get Out. Yeah, like that was clearly a black film. Yeah, but I feel like I don't know. Like, what's another movie like a black film? Girls Trip. Yeah, that was a black. That's a black. Yeah,
it's a black film, and that kind of was one of those where it kind of the success it had was like unprecedented. Like I don't think a lot of people saw it going that big, and it was like, wow, you all like really receiving it? I think they were even shocked at how well it was received by the masses. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think when you have those type of films, I mean, even take whether it's like BET for instance, right? And not to say that BET does everything right, because they don't.
BET is in shambles.
BET is very much in shambles. They've made a lot of bad moves in the last several years, but when you marginalize yourself like that, black entertainment television. So now you've pretty much capped it. Not to say that like no white person can ever be on the show, but you've capped yourself at the jump. You've limited yourself. So like, let's say you did, like, for instance, you're doing events. Let's say you were like Morgan Tailored events. Morgan tailored black events, exactly, African American events, or that you put something in there to let people know like this is tailored towards
just so
black
you know
events.
Like I cater to black people. You cannot do that. You're hurting yourself.
Exactly, you hurt yourself. And even though it is like, even if you're doing it with the intention of like I just want to like include black people and get us more in the forefront. Yeah. You're hurting yourself.
Can do that without, like, me. Exactly. I really try, like what I said when I started this business, I'm like, I really want to try to work with people I know first, give them a chance, black people that I know first. And it's like, I gave you a chance. Now, if you decide you didn't want to show up and you didn't want to do what you were expected to do, okay, well, now I have to go outside of my circle or outside of the black circle to get a better vendor. Right. But I'm not going to limit myself and say, catering to black vendors only. Exactly. That just really hurts yourself. But this movie didn't do it. Like, even with Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man, or it was just Think Like a Man. I feel like that was a black film, but it wasn't corny. It didn't have like ghetto phrases throughout it that made it like stop.
Yeah,
like it worked. It worked. It just didn't work this time.
So yeah, I don't know. The soundtrack was all black, which again is fine, but like it again, for whatever reason, I don't know if I was looking for it again after through the lens of seeing that it was a Will Packer film, or just I was just kind of fed up with the movie at a certain point, but it felt forced. Like, you know what I mean, with the music, it was like, wow, you like went and just like, I'm just gonna find black artists, and that happened. I mean, you could do that. Like the Black Panther soundtrack was amazing.
What I was thinking about. Exactly.
Great soundtrack,
but it fit the film.
It fit the film. The songs were hard. Like, it just was great. So Insecure. A lot of the songs. I don't think it's exclusively just black artists that play, but a lot of the songs, and I like Shazam them. They're really good songs. A lot of times throughout the show, they do a really good job on that for the show. Are black artists, but it fits the scene. It fits this one is just like you just throw whatever 2 Chainz on them when she when she's at elementary school. Like, and I'm just giving an example. I don't even think that was the artist or the song, but you can't just throw random stuff at random scenes and just be like, yep, it's a black film. Like, yep, we're inclusive,
it's like
and
music. It's like Wakanda is a perfect. I mean, what is the movie called? Black Panther was a perfect example. That movie fit every single. I mean, the music fit every single scene. Yeah. I can't tell you how many times I've seen the movie because I just could not finish it, but it fit. It works. Like, that's not even my genre of movies at all, but I can appreciate everything about that movie.
Yeah.
Even me not liking those types of movies at all.
Right.
You know, you just appreciate it.
It got a lot of people. It got a lot of people to go see it. They did They did a good job with marketing for that.
Definitely.
And all around. But yeah, I think all in all, my favorite part of the movie was actually when her friend that stuttered in school at the very end, when they had one, they should have gave him. They had a talent show at the end, which it all leads up to. Is she has this talent show, and she's made friends with some of the kids at her school, and as she's been a kid, and like kind of the misfits of the school. And one of the kids, he stutters really badly, but he doesn't stutter when he sings. It's kind of like Rihanna, how she like doesn't have her accent when she sings. Like I don't know, that's what it made me think of, but like I just thought that was odd. But anyway, he's a really good singer, and they just gave him like a quick snippet of "You're Gonna Love Me," and I'm like, why did they let him sing? Like,
why did they pick that song?
That was odd too.
Honestly, let's talk about that.
"You're Gonna Love Me," a little boy singing that at
a high school or middle school.
Middle school talent show.
Yeah.
That was weird. He only sung a clip again, just forcing it. Like Will Packer probably was like, ooh, they did it in Dreamgirls. Like, we'll have to do this. Like, all right, like, you missed the wave, buddy. But like,
yeah, honestly, the part that just bothered me is like you could have picked any other song for a 10 or 11, 12-year-old boy.
Yeah.
In junior high performing at a talent show.
Right.
I was even saying that in the theater. I'm like,
why did they pick
anything else?
So it was
no
weird.
Other options.
Yeah, really great singer, and they should have gave him a longer time to sing.
Yeah.
But when they like start dancing and stuff like that, that's my favorite part of the whole movie.
But you saw the dances they did.
They're
every single like culture.
Instagram,
Every single dance you could literally imagine.
I'm not gonna lie, like at one point, like I didn't start Millie rocking, but I like started moving a little bit, like in my seat.
Wow.
I could not even thinking, like I was like, because I just got into it. Like the music was like hype. They actually the one Asian girl was killing the Millie Rock. She was killing it. Go back and watch. Go back.
Yeah, I'll have to replay that one.
Look at her highlights. She's legit.
I was kind of just like, I was kind of ready for it to be over. I was like, okay, like because I wanted it to be over because I wanted it to get better. That's what it was. It was like if this ends, like something has to round out. Because it's like I know you're gonna become an adult soon, so
right.
Like what's gonna happen? You're gonna be nicer, I just wanted more.
Bring it full circle,
and so I can see what's going on.
Yeah, it kind of got to the to that point. Also, the one real quick, the Travis guy who she was like hooking up with and then started dating at the end. He was really weird.
Okay.
He was really odd. He was annoying. Extremely annoying.
But they didn't do anything with that.
No, it's kind of pointless.
They didn't take it anywhere. You know how like, all right, somebody's gonna fall in love at the end. They did nothing with that.
No,
that could have been left out.
Yeah, and also again, that's a perfect example of the about how it was just pointless. Like, Will Packer, what are you doing? Two, I'm just gonna blame him for everything. Like, it's probably not. He probably
it wasn't his idea. Yeah.
But and then also toggling between child concept and then you have him like strip teasing.
Yes.
Like on the top. Like I'm like, what are we doing here, guys?
Kind of movie is
like
this?
I don't know what the movie was, and it's just it just was. I couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
So, in conclusion, I feel like I'm doing like like I'm doing an essay. I did expect it to be funnier because of Girls Trip. When I saw it was the same people who did Girls Trip.
You can tell though. It looked like a Girls Trip. Like it looked like the same thing,
Yeah, it did. Yeah,
you could kind of feel the same energy.
Yeah, it was. It was like just not on the same level at all. But yes, I was expecting it to be better. The movie was really corny, I think, in a lot of parts. Watching this though did make me think about how much kids conform throughout grade school to fit in, but then in college branch out and kind of are themselves.
Become your own and find people who
are like
that.
You. Yeah. Because in college it's like whatever you're into, like we have obviously at MSU, they have so many different clubs and stuff, but like not even besides clubs, like you just find people who are like, okay, I'm away from my friends, family, whatever. I'm just gonna be me, and some people reinvent themselves, whatever the case is, or some people are just been the same person, whatever, their whole life. But you see that because I remember, going to college and, you see some people like, man, these people like really changed. I remember one of my good friends from high school. And, not necessarily that some people in a bad way, some people not in a bad way, some, not bad, good, otherwise.
You evolve.
So I remember one of my friends, he went to school for music. And I knew he was like, you know, in the choir and stuff in high school, but like, you know, he never really talked about it much or whatever. And, you know, we're in the car, we're talking about music. A lot of times it's about hip hop music and stuff. And I like a wider range of music. But, you know, a lot of times me and him would talk about hip hop. And I remember, you know, he went to college and like we went and got food like maybe after sophomore year of college or something like that. And he was telling me how he's like, yeah, I don't really like rap like that or whatever. You know, I'm really more into like classical stuff, like, and that's what he was studying. He was like, I'm really more into classical, blah blah, like, and I'm like, oh, like, he's like, yeah, I just kind of felt like in high school, like, that's kind of what
he had
everyone,
to talk about
like,
that.
yeah, everyone, like, and he was like, not like me pressuring, like, I, you know, that's not my personality anyway to be like, you have to like what I like or like make people feel bad
that's
like
all
that.
I'm gonna talk about.
But just in general, like that, like was the most popular, like on our track team and stuff. Like we ran track together, and he was talking about that, and I was like, wow, like that's crazy that like you felt like you had to,
because it's not a comfortable space.
Yeah, it's to be like, I like classical. Like obviously, yeah, we would have clowned him. Like I mean, I would have clowned him in like a way, like joking. But like you know, sometimes it can hurt, and you don't realize you're hurting someone.
Right.
So
exactly.
like, but I do, you know, and it's and I think that when you go to college, you can kind of be yourself and you can find hundreds of other people who are just like you.
But that was one thing I was kind of I'm not gonna say I was afraid of, but like I went to a very small high school. Like I graduated with 41 kids.
Whoa.
41.
Shoot.
And I was at that same school. See, no, not at all. And I was at that same school since kindergarten. So from kindergarten to 12th grade, I was at the same school.
Wow.
So from me going to that, it's like all I know is the school, and then going to a school with 50,000 people. Yeah. It's like it worries you because you're thinking, how can I manage to go from something so small to something absolutely so massive? Yeah. And it's because Michigan State, and I'm not just Michigan State, but all these colleges are broken down into smaller groups. And it's like, not only do you find people like you, but you find people that aren't like you, and it works.
Yep.
You know, like me and my roommate, I feel like we probably would have never hung out in high school, but it worked for us. We lived together all 4 years. We're still friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, it works. Yeah. You just open up your perspective, you broaden your horizons a little bit more, and you're like, I like this. These opposites, these actually work well together, you know? And it helps you grow as a person, too. But I feel like if you go to college and you're like, I'm going to hang out with the same people that I hung out with in high school, you're going to... It's pointless. Like, you're not going to get the experience. Yeah, you're not going to branch out. You would never go to, like, all the different events, orgs, whatever. You would really hurt yourself.
True. Yeah, it is really crazy. Like I said, just watching this made me think about that, you know, as they're going through like school, and I'm like, wow, like it's crazy how like kids really feel like, hey, we all have to like fit in and be the same type of person, you know what I mean? Because everyone is so different, and obviously part of that is when you go to college, like you're kind of branching out and becoming, you know, you're kind of figuring yourself out too. Some people,
right?
So you know, that was just an interesting thing that I thought and picked up from the movie. Also, the concept that like you don't have to put anyone down or like take away from other people to like build yourself up. You know, it's everyone can eat. You know what I mean? Like everyone can. There's enough for everyone. You know, to go around. So, you know, I try my hardest not to be like. I try my hardest not to be like when I see people that are like succeeding and stuff like that. For me, I'm like very much a person where I'm like, oh, they did it? Like, oh, I know I can do it. Like, and part of that is like arrogance, but like the other part, but you know,
it can go either way.
Yeah,
right?
but like,
okay, I'm inspired, or
inspired. Yeah, we'll go with that. I'm inspired. Like when I see people, I'm like, man, he did that. Like, oh, I know I can do it. So you know, I've always been that type of person, rather than like I'm mad that he did it. Like, why can't I do that? Like, no. So, and I also try to like not be put in a category too. Like, I try to like broaden my horizons and do a lot of different things. In general, this movie, I think it did the worst job at like adult becoming kid becoming adult, like theme out of all of its counterparts, as you mentioned before, like 17 again, 18 again, Big, 13 going on 30, Freaky Friday.
That's the one I was trying to bring up.
Yeah.
Yes, 13 going on 30.
All of those much better than this.
Yeah, that was it perfectly. This was the worst of the series.
So,
I will say that.
Out of that concept, Will Packer, you did keep blaming him. With that being said, though, let me make it clear though that Marsai or whatever Martin, shout out to her for executive producing this. Shout out to her for being a great actress, because she did a great job acting from start to finish in this. She's legit. It's not just she's good at like network TV, one time show, and we'll never see her again.
Right.
I think she'll be around for a while. I hope she is.
Even if she just plays behind the scenes, she still has
yeah,
so much
writing.
power. I
don't know if she writes
so young.
Yeah. So obviously very creative, very smart. So I am a fan of her. Was a fan of her anyway, but now I'm definitely going to be following her outside of just Blackish. So shout out to her. What would you give this movie out of on a scale of 1 to 10?
If I just let me just say 6. It's a 6.
Okay.
But because I just thought it was corny.
Yeah.
Now I will say it's a good movie. I'm not gonna say don't. I'm not gonna say like don't go see that. Don't waste your time. Right. Now I will say you could wait.
Well, I was about to say that was my follow-up question. Would you suggest people going to see it opening night, $5 Tuesday, Netflix, or don't watch it all?
Netflix. It's a Netflix movie.
Yeah.
That would have been a good Netflix movie because Netflix movies at first I'm like these are terrible,
yeah.
but they're getting better. They're quality films. Yeah.
There's a ton of Netflix films that are good for that. Like I'm at home like on Saturday and it's raining out like this past Saturday and it's cold. Mm-hmm. Let's see what they got. All right, I go on. There's some where I didn't watch them halfway through and I'm like, I saw this. Like I saw this like 6 years ago. And it was whacked in, but I still watched it and whatever.
Yeah.
I definitely did that the other day.
It could thrive on Netflix, but as for rushing to the theaters, I'm not gonna rush. I mean, I say it's kind of hard because I'm like, go to the theaters, see the movie to support.
So that's why I had 5. So I have a 6.1. So we were very close on our rating.
Yes.
We're on the same page there. And I put go see $5 Tuesday. Really, if you don't ever watch it, you don't miss anything. Right. You could not watch it and be fine the rest of your life. But $5 Tuesday to support young Martin.
Yes.
Ask that the money go to her specifically and not Will Packer. But
You hate him.
Yeah, I was say I didn't realize how much I didn't like him until I got on here.
Literally.
Do you have any upcoming movies that you're excited about?
I always see movies on my Twitter timeline that never go to theaters. And I don't even know the name of the film, but it's some movie it's like, I even saw Us on my Twitter timeline, and I was like, this is going to be great, I can't wait. And it actually came out.
Yeah.
But as of right now, no.
Are you following like amateur filmmakers that like just post like their personal work? And
I see like the Dora film coming out.
Like, yeah, that is coming.
I don't know.
Following like local artists in Detroit.
Shut up.
What is it? Bebop? What is the name of the social media?
Shut up. It's Bebo.
Bebo.
Look it up tonight. I wish I could still log in or something. We talk off air.
It probably even could exist.
But as for movies coming out, probably no. I've been waiting on Homecoming, the Beyonce film, to come out. We had a little watch party, me and my 2 friends.
Watch party.
We had like snacks and drinks. I did text him like, do we need to have a watch party? And we did. But no, nothing. I mean, what's coming out? What's next?
So I had down, which is not a movie, Big Little Lies. I'm pumped for it to come back on HBO.
I don't know.
You gotta get hip. Do you watch any HBO shows?
It was one Survivor's Remorse. Wasn't that on HBO?
Maybe, or was it Showtime?
It may have been Showtime then.
Or Stars even.
Stars, that's what it was. It's Stars, yep.
Yeah.
When Power comes back, I'll be excited for that.
You should check out some HBO shows. I'll give you some recommendations.
10 out of 10's only.
Oh yeah. Come on now.
All right.
I've never guided you wrong. Anyway, thank you all for listening. Appreciate Morgan for coming up here. Until next week. Peace out.